Hello and welcome to Healing Inspiration. I am Ramona and today's reading is what does your boss really think about you? If you would like a personal and private reading, I have a link in the description box to my Etsy shop. That's Tarot Inspiration. Or you can send me an email, which is also in the description box. And this reading, I think I already said what this reading is. But anyway, yeah, what does your boss really think about you? And this is your pile if you chose this card, card number 9, Spiritual Strength, or the Labradorite Crystal. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not yet, if this reading resonates with you, for more content like this in the future. So without further ado, let's just get a new reading. So first of all, your boss thinks you're a very strong person, like you can handle a lot. And they feel like you can handle a lot with ease. So you make it look easy. They also feel like you have a very calming presence. And they may know that you're connected to your spirituality, but they also feel like just your presence is very zen. You know, and other people with the same workload or the same load on their shoulders would like be crushed under it, but it's a lot lighter to you. So somehow, you know, you're just really good at your job or very skilled at it. And therefore, it's not as hard for you as it is for others. Or they just think you're just a very strong person. They also find you to be persistent. And you keep your head down. You take care of your work. And you do what you need to do. And with all this green, I feel like they're aware that you are connected to your heart, and it feels like within your heart there's peace, and so you carry that energy wherever you go. You have a very peaceful energy. Next you have Rejoice in Celebration. So here's a lot more green. So you could also be connected with nature, but your boss thinks you get along very well with colleagues, with them. They could see you as a very friendly person. Maybe you would be someone that they want to be friends with. They think you collaborate well with other people. You know how to have fun, and they don't feel like you're shy, but it's like when it's time for work or time to be serious, you're going to be serious. But when it's time for play, that you can also do that very well. So they do like how you interact with other people, and they feel like other people like you also. And so I think they're very happy about that. And they think that you're also a fun person to be around. So they like that balance of your energy, of the hardworking and persistent, as well as, you know, how well you collaborate, get along with others. I feel like they think you can go either way. Like they could trust you to do your work independently, but they also can trust you to work with others in a teamwork setting. And they feel like other people like you. This could be your coworkers or clients, customers. They feel like, you know, a lot of people just like you. Then we have Detective, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. So they feel like you're very observant, that you pay good attention to the details. They think you're an honest and truthful person. And they may think you're good at investigating, researching, reading people. They could think that you are well read and that you have good communication skills. They realize that even, when you're in this mode and you're more, with your head down, that you still are aware of what's going on around you and other things and other people. And you know how to evaluate situations and create a strategy that is going to be effective for the work you're doing, the workplace. And I think they very much trust your skills, particularly if you're in a field that requires investigating or seeing the details or looking at clues or information and taking that information together to come to a conclusion. And they feel like you come to very accurate conclusions, that your results are accurate, truthful, and thorough. And then you have poet, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So here's another sense of balance here, because the detective and the poet are a little bit different energies. Like one is very intellectual and the other side here is creative. But there is that thing of having a way with words. Some of you could be good singers if they've heard you sing. If they've heard you sing, they really appreciate that. Or you're just very good with words, but they see you as a creative as well, not just an intellect or a hard worker. They see you as having, a variety of skills. So, and being very balanced in who you are. Like, you're not just all creative, nor are you all intelligence, all in the mind. You have a good balance of both, which contributes very well to the workplace. And they like your voice, whether that's a singing voice or your voice in general, or just how you talk to people. Maybe you're very good at customer service, the way you talk to people. You can calm them down, you can sell them something, you can convince them of something or sell an idea, whatever it is. They feel like you're really good with communicating with people. Next, we have the sun. So they find you to be very bright from an energetic standpoint, like you brighten up a room that you're in or brighten up a conversation. Also, you're someone that others see clearly, may look up to. You have a warm energy. They find you to be a go-getter, someone who's ambitious, and definitely someone others look up to and appreciate. You could be seen as their golden child. For some of you, maybe they'd want to mentor you. And they just appreciate your enthusiasm. And so they definitely think you're a bright star and that you shine and you stand out. And you're someone that they admire, but people admire and look up to. It's like you're golden. I know some of you, and maybe you could do no wrong. they think highly of you. And here we have the communication coming through again with Iris, card number 23. So yeah, your communication style, your ability to communicate, your voice, you know, the way you handle people with your words, and it's not just your words, it could be your body language, you know, your tone of voice, your skills at handling people. They are very impressed by. And they find your mind to be angelic. Like you have higher knowledge, higher wisdom. If you wear dangly earrings or some kind of bling, I think they like that. And that stands out. If you wear gold, they think gold looks good on you. Next card is courage. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it, don't worry, all will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. So this is making me think of this first card of spiritual strength. Like that keep going, you persevere, you just do it. It seems like you're not worried. You may encourage others, all will be well. It's okay. We can do this. Let's keep going. So they see you as an encourager as well, and someone who has that courage and persistence. And it feels like, you know, you do it in a very calm way. However you move in the world, it seems like you handle anxiety-provoking situations well. They feel like you're a stabilizing force. You're courageous. And it does feel like you are an encourager of others also. More green. Next we have contentment. You can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here, resting in God. And it moves back to this first energy. They feel like you are at rest, even in difficult situations. They see you as a contented person, someone who knows how to balance work with rest. And it feels like you portray a sense of contentment, of feeling like everything's right in the world. And you may be able to give that sense to other people. You make them feel content, safe, seen, heard. Your boss is definitely content with you. They appreciate you, and it feels like more of a quiet appreciation. I don't know if this boss really ever says a lot of these things to many of you. But even I'm feeling some of you, especially if you work in high stress environments, you very much stand out for the peace you carry. And the sense that all is well. And I think they appreciate that rubs off on others. And I feel like they think it rubs off on them also. So with the CCC could mean something, since we have communication, courage, and contentment. Or the 3 C's could have something to do with your workplace, and someone could have the initials of with C or CC. All right, so I'm going to pull some characteristics and things that your boss notices and appreciates about you. It's going to take a few seconds here. What does pile one's boss notice and appreciate about them? What do they really think about them? All right. So we have fitness instructor. So I don't know if some of you could be a fitness instructor. Maybe they think you're very much into fitness, that you are fit. That would make sense with this card of them being physically strong. So maybe they also see your physical strength and your physical fitness. Or you could seem like you would be a fitness instructor, because we did get that encouragement. So they may also find you motivating. And and this could also be like fitness for work. Like you could evaluate with this detective of someone's fitness for work. We have budgeting. So they feel like you're good at budgeting, or this could just, if you don't budget in your job, that you could be good at planning. This also is the details. They find you good with details. Then we have cooking. So maybe you like to cook, or they're where you cook, or maybe you've brought some dishes into the office. If you do that for work, they think you do wonderful. The occult. So they may feel like you're into mysterious things, or you definitely have a mysterious air about you. Animals. So you could have animals, or have stated or said things that you really like animals. You could work with animals, or they could see you working with animals because of your... Some of you could be like an animal whisperer with this communication. So maybe you're even good, because this did end up on communication. So some of you, if it resonates that you work with animals, they feel like you're an animal whisperer. Then we have risk-taking. And that makes sense, because that's ending up on courage. So they feel like you're not afraid to take risks. And so that's kind of like the Fool energy. It's just like you seem kind of fearless to your boss. Then we have strategy. So you're good at strategy. Once again, planning, that kind of works well. And I think we even mentioned strategy. Very strategic. Next we have speaking. So that goes along with your communication. So your speaking voice and how you speak is prominent to your boss. And law of attraction. So I think, and this matches to me with the sun. So they feel like people are attracted to you. That could be physically attracted and just attracted to you as a person. And with the law of attraction, maybe you are into the law of attraction, but it does seem like things come to you easily. I mean, like here, if you didn't see spirit, so say that spirit or their higher self or whatever behind them, you would just think they're chilling, right? And maybe things come easy, but they don't see behind the scenes everything that's actually happening. So, like with the law of attraction, you may be working with the law of attraction. Maybe they know you do, or it just seems like you attract things to you very easily. Whereas behind the scenes, it may have taken you a lot, or you've gone through a lot in order to get to this level of growth. And some of you, your bosses might know that. They might know something more about you behind the scenes than other people do. Maybe you've disclosed something. So I feel like, especially those of you who have disclosed some kind of difficulties in your life or your upbringing or your past or something, that they feel even more impressed by you of how you can be the way you are, in spite of whatever difficulties you've come through. So that's about all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that inspired and encouraged you and gave you some insight. I thank you so much for coming to my channel. Have a blessed and beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world. Namaste and welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose Prosperity Begins or this Peach Moonstone. And this reading is, what does your boss really think about you? Please like and comment and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonates with you. And if you would like a personal and private reading, I have a link in the description box to my Etsy shop, or you can send me an email. So this is Healing Inspiration, and I'm Ramona. Let's get into your reading. So to start out with, Prosperity Begins. I feel like, first of all, the peach stands out to me, especially Peach Moonstone Peach. And so they think you're a peach, if you're familiar with that term. And very sweet. They think you have a deep level of caring, of emotion. But they also feel like you're very solid, that you are growing, that you grow well with others, and that you have great potential. Like, wherever you are on your journey, they think you are meant to be prosperous. And if you identify as being prosperous already, they feel like you're going to be even more prosperous in the future. This boss with these hands touching may want to partner with you, or at least keep you around. Your boss thinks you are fruitful, and you're a very solid person who has plenty of potential for growth where you are, or anywhere really, but I'm feeling like where you are, they would like you to grow there and stay there and put your roots down there. They find that you're a rooted and grounded person, and they appreciate that. And I think they feel like you make them money too, and they really like that. And they feel like this is just the beginning with you. Like, they don't feel like they know everything there is to know about you. Like, they feel like there's more to discover. Next we have Power, card number 8. So they feel like, again, with this 8, and prosperity. So prosperity and abundance again. And they think you're very powerful. If you're on the younger side, they feel like you're an old soul, or you just have the knowledge, skills, and abilities of a much older person. Like, they may think you know a lot for your age, or you're more skilled for your age, or where you are in your development, education, where you are in your life. And they feel like you're very fierce. They may think you have a fierce gaze, but they also think like your hair. They love your hair because we have the mane here, and then we have this beautiful white silver hair. So there's something that stands out with your hair to your boss, also your eyes and your gaze. It seems very intense. They think you are also fiercely independent, someone who can stand on their own 2 feet, someone who has the wisdom of life and experience, even if you're younger. And they just feel like you're a very powerful and empowered person. And that's the strength card, so I'm feeling some Leo vibes there, and with the lion. And the lion is the king, they say the king of the jungle, but what is it? It's not the jungle that they actually live in, but they find you're the king or the queen of your domain. You hold authority. Even if you're not in a technical authoritative position, you hold an air of authority. Like you're meant to be the leader, the boss, the one that leads them to victory, I'm hearing. Some of you could be a coach, a teacher, a mentor. But it's like they really feel like you have that leadership energy ability, but because you carry so much power and authority, it also feels like there could be military or police, something along those lines. Doesn't have to be, but it's just that vibe of authority. Politics. Next we have damsel. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. So once again, they feel you are beautiful or handsome, that you are nice to look at. But here, it feels also that independence. They see that independent spirit. And they think that you are a healthy person, you have healthy habits, a healthy view of yourself, a good level of self-confidence. You stand tall, you stand in your power, you're strong, you're someone who's reliable, and you have a lot of presence. Your boss thinks, you can't miss you. Like no one can miss you. Next we have gossip. Awakens consideration for the feelings of others. Honoring trust. So your boss may know people talk about you, or maybe people gossip to you, but you don't necessarily share that. You might hear it, listen to it, but you don't share it within to your colleagues. So maybe people do tell you their secrets. Here it says, awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. People find you, your boss finds you, thinks you are trustworthy, and you are considerate. And honoring is really standing out to me. They also feel like You're worthy of honor. That you're a very honorable person. Someone who commands respect. You don't say, hey, respect me, but your presence, who you are, commands respect. And they may also know that you very much value respect, respecting authority, respecting others, and you expect the same in return. That it feels like you're someone who your boss thinks won't call someone outside of their name. Like, if someone respects you, you respect them in return. Like, you're not going to be talking crap about someone who has not disrespected you. You are going to respect and honor their name even behind their back. So they find you to be very honorable. They have a great amount of respect and honor for you. They really do. If that does not sound like your boss, this would not be your pile. Because this person really respects and honors you. In the least, I don't think they straight up treat you like trash if this is your boss, right? Next, we have new beginnings, which is interesting with prosperity begins. So you may be beginning, maybe this is a new career for you, or you just started at this workplace. But yeah, they feel, again, this is just the beginning. And with 13, that could be you like really transitioning, like the end of one position to the beginning of another position. So they feel like this is just the beginning for you. So they would like to watch, what you do from here on out, They're very curious about what's going to happen in your story, where you're going to go, what's going to happen in your life. And here is the crown. They feel like you're crowned with honor. And you're just so honorable. And you carry that authority, like the aristocracy, I want to say. You could have some political leanings or political job for some of you. Then we have card number 3, time. So we were talking about like age and, youth compared to age, and how it seems like if you are older, they feel like time has not touched you. If you are younger, they feel like you are just wise beyond your years. Like you're an older person in a younger person's body based on your experience, your knowledge, your wisdom, how you carry yourself, your power, your strength. But I think some of you may look very youthful, for sure. There's an attractive quality here. Then we have feelings. And I can't read that. Can't get it too clear. Okay, cool. Emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, feeling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. So your boss thinks that you do feel deeply, but that you deal with your emotions in a very healthy way. They may feel like you have a high EQ or emotional quotient, emotional intelligence quotient. like you are not controlled by your emotions. You seem to feel your feelings, allow yourself to have feelings, but you don't allow them to cause you to take a course of action or to react in a certain way. It feels like you have power over yourself also. They feel like you have self-mastery. They could see that you are a feeling person, but it's just, and you're in touch with your feelings, but it doesn't control you. It's very healthy. They feel like you're a very healthy person emotionally, which also contributes to this power. So you're not, even though you hold this power and authoritative energy, you're still in touch with your emotions. So you're not closed off from your heart space altogether, but it feels like your heart is open, but you have proper boundaries. They feel like you're very good with boundaries, enforcing boundaries. I'm feeling very disciplined, organized. Next, we have forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new. There's new again. Prosperity begins, new beginnings, and opening to the new. So you may be in a time of transition, and they see you being in a time of transition. They feel like you are able to accept what is, rather than fighting against it. So this gives a peaceful vibe, and I wouldn't say peaceful per se, but you're not sitting around complaining and boo-hooing. You're able, and this goes also with the emotional intelligence, you're able to forgive from a proper place, even like forgiving for your own sake, or forgiving a situation or a person, and being able to accept it as it is. That's what I'm feeling more, rather than forgiveness per se. It's acceptance of this moment, acceptance of a situation. You don't try to fight against it and act like it's not happening. And you don't complain about it and cry about it. You do what you can. You do what you can. You let go of things you can't control. And this makes you very powerful. And I think they feel as though you're in a transition phase. You're moving from one place to another. Maybe literally moving, but there's definitely a transition you're going through here. Some of you could be graduating high school. This could be high school. I don't know why I said high school. College, or just graduating from some program. Or maybe you're transitioning careers, or maybe, you just started here, or you just got a promotion. And so that could be the transition, or there's some transition happened within your energy and who you are, and you've just come back greater and stronger, right? But your boss really holds you in high esteem. And we got the 13, which it coincides with death, which I feel like is that transition energy as well. And now I'm going to pull from this box, and these are different characteristics and things about you that your boss really thinks, okay? So what does pile 2's boss really think about them? cleaning. So some of you, if you're cleaners, maybe you're just very clean, maybe your workspace is clean. Also, they feel like your energy is clean, you do clean work, maybe you don't have a lot of mistakes or any mistakes that they see at all. Maybe somehow figuratively you clean up a mess, but they feel like you're good at cleaning. Then we have strategy. So they find you are strategic in the way you handle things. You can foresee different scenarios of what could happen, and you can make a plan A, B, C, D for them. So you don't just think either or. You see many possibilities and are able to develop strategies in order to handle any possibility. Next, we have organizing. So they think you are, once again, organized, good at organizing. Science. Maybe they see you as having a very scientific mind. Maybe you like science, or your career is in a scientific field, and that kind of does make sense. Then we have model. I feel like model could be, they think you look like a model. Also, you could be the model employee. Like they would like others to model their behavior after you or how you are as an employee. Or you're just a role model. Next, we have prophetic. So yeah, and that's what I was talking about, like being able to foresee the future possibilities. So, and then, it's like, okay, if we do this, we'll end up here. If we do this, we'll end up here. Or you're just very intuitive and prophetic. Like maybe they feel like you have said things about the future and they've come true. So whether it's prophecy or it's something you're able to work out strategically in your mind, they feel it's borders on prophetic, if not prophetic. Some of you, if you're in a religious field or spiritual field, yeah, maybe prophecy is actually one of your gifts. Then we have entrepreneur. So they could definitely see you as being an entrepreneur. Or you have all those characteristics. There's like, you could do a lot of things. You have all of the skills and abilities to be an entrepreneur. You could be very self-motivated. Here we have counseling. So they feel like you could teach others to do things you do. You're good at counseling others, giving great advice. It's like, because you have such honor and esteem, and also you have emotional intelligence, and you honor confidences, confidentiality. You could be into counseling, or you could just be able to counsel others in how to do whatever, do life, do this job, give them really good advice. Next we have protection. So I think that they do find you to be a protector. And maybe they feel you're also very protected. Maybe they are willing to protect you or want to protect you also. It doesn't feel like you need protection, to be honest. So it feels more like you are the protector. And parenting. So some of you could be a parent. If you're a parent, they think you're a very good parent. Or you could kind of have that vibe of being, and I'm feeling more of the father-like energy, of the leading, disciplining, um, providing for. That's, just masculine energy, whether you're a male or a female, doesn't matter. Or what you identify as, just that parenting aspect. But that is what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that inspired and encouraged you and gave you some insight. I thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. Hi, pile 3, and welcome to Healing Inspiration. I am Ramona, and today's reading is, how does your boss really think about you? And please like, comment, and subscribe if this reading happens to resonate with you. And if you would like a personal and private reading, a link to my Etsy shop is in the description box, or you can just send me an email. And without further ado, let's get into your reading. Okay, pile 3, this is your reading if you chose this pyrite crystal or metal, whatever it is. Fool's gold. And then we have authority, card number 4. So the Emperor. The Emperor is the divine masculine and has developed all sides of who he is. So your boss really thinks that you have developed yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, and did I miss one? And like your ambitions and your will. Like they feel like you have very good control over yourself, control over your will, control over your emotions. They feel like you're well disciplined, if I didn't say that already. This is definitely the Emperor. So you could be a boss in your own right, or you just have that vibe to you and they think that about you, but they do respect you. They feel like you are super confident, that you might have a game face or they can't quite tell what you're thinking or feeling based on, the look on your face. They might find you to be a little bit closed off with his arms are crossed over. Yeah, so that's what I have for that. And Emperor Aries could be significant. Maybe not. Next we have card number 3, partnerships and alliances. So they feel like you're grounded and stable in the workplace, that you work well with others. You're good at building, figuratively or literally. And you know when to delegate work, and you know when you need to do it yourself. They feel like whoever you partner with benefits, that you know how to choose the correct people, the right man for the job or woman or person, whoever it is, and you're able to get the job done. They feel like you know how to give direction well. Direction and instruction, leadership. Next we have shapeshifter. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. So I feel like, with that being able to delegate, it seems like you're able to see what other people's best traits and skills and abilities are, and your boss thinks that you can see people in that way, so you're able to really delegate responsibilities or assign people to tasks, or you really can see the best of other people and where they would thrive and how they would thrive. They also feel like you can become what you need to be in order to get the job done, whatever it is. And that you can smoothly transition. And it depends, like, if you're working with all different people, so in one way, to your boss, you're going to be a certain way. With your colleague or your peer, you're going to be a different way, or you can be a different way. To the customer, you may talk differently, but it's not inauthentic. It is just that you become what you need to be for the situation, and you do it smoothly. At least that's what your boss thinks. And they feel like you have many levels and layers to yourself. Next, we have student: humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. So I feel they find that you probably have had higher education. You sound like you do, or you appear to have, one way or another. They see you as someone who enjoys learning and continues to learn. They could also see you as a teacher. And the best teacher is someone who's always a student. You're always willing to learn. So that's how they see you. And that is a level of humility, especially since you have this emperor here. Sometimes the emperor can be prideful, but they see you as not only being the emperor, but also having the humility to know that you still have things to learn, and you don't lord your knowledge and your skills over other people. They could see you as someone who will be going for further education, some of you a doctorate or some other postgraduate work. But they definitely see you as very solid and stable in what knowledge you have, and continuously learning and growing. And they feel like they really like that you're humble enough and open enough to continue to learn and not think and act like you know it all. Even though it's like you are very steady and authoritative in your knowledge. Like it's like when you know something, you're not a shrinking violet. You will say, you know it. Not as a know-it-all, but just with confidence. That's it, with confidence. Next we have beauty. So in addition to this, some of you may have tattoos or do makeup well, or there's something aesthetically pleasing about you for sure, in your looks, your hair. She has a lot of things going on. So there's something very aesthetically pleasing. And this could be a lot of things. Just your looks, I feel like, not only, because it does kind of match to me though. Like your energy and your look kind of matches, they feel, but it's aesthetically pleasing. And your energy is definitely very pleasing to your boss, so they find you to be aesthetically pleasing. If you happen to be in a beauty industry or anything related to that, they find that's a great fit for you. They could see that you very much appreciate beauty. Maybe you have a nice office space, or you know how to evaluate aesthetics. They could feel like you dress very stylishly. Not just name brands, but you really know what looks good. So it feels like you are, like, the way you dress, maybe they think it seems like high fashion. The way you style yourself seems more high fashion. not just brand names, but you could wear brand names. But even if you don't, it seems like high fashion. Like you are just very much on point also with your aesthetic and how you dress yourself, as well as how you carry yourself. If you have a tattoo that your boss has seen, they actually really like that. If you have an out there hairstyle, they find that attractive, beautiful. Next, you have Earth, Gaia. Interestingly, this is like the Empress. So, some of you, they could see you in a relationship, but you like hold it all. It's like you have all of the traits. You're very well developed in your masculine and feminine energies, abundant, fertile. Some of you could be pregnant or have a significant other who is pregnant. Once again, the beauty's coming through, like very aesthetically pleasing. They think you're pretty amazing with the Emperor and the Empress. Like you have developed yourself very well. You're well rounded. They think you have beautiful ideas, that you also have the ability to nurture. You have so much strength, so much grace. You could appear very healthy to your boss, like physically healthy based on your appearance, your energy, your body type, your body structure, maybe the clarity of your eyes, your hair. Once again, that confidence is coming through. Some of you may be very connected to the earth. They find you worldly, earthy. It's one very stable and grounded. Now we have Taurus energy. That could resonate. Then we have hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. So maybe your boss knows or senses that you have recently gone through a hardship, or you are going through a hardship or some difficulties, and I feel like they don't hold it against you. If anyone here was worried about that, I don't feel like they hold it against you, and they give you some grace with that. And maybe your boss is aware that you carry a different vibe at work compared to home and family, which a lot of people do. It's just different, right? But once again, it's that shapeshifter. It's like you could go from this, the masculine energies and characteristics of ambition and authority, things like that, to being receptive and fertile and creative. But it feels like also you're someone who may embrace hardship. It's like, I think your boss likes the way you approach hardships. It seems like you approach it head on, that you embrace it. Like this is the way it is, and I embrace it. And you don't run away from it. Creative blocks. If you're an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. So with this bee, they find you are very productive, a hard worker. You provide sweetness and you provide needed nutrition to your workplace. Like what you provide, your boss feels is essential. There may have been, whether it's in your personal life or your work life, some hardships, some blocks, different things happening that have really affected you guys. And they really love the way you have handled it with grace, with ease, with, at least that's what it appears to them. And they feel like you have like you do want to benefit, the planet, the highest good, the collective. You want to benefit others. You want to create something that can benefit the world. And they see that you maybe you help others with hardship in some way. And they love your dedication to a greater cause. Could be to the earth, because you do have earth and you have the tree that's well rooted in the earth. And then you have planet here. So there's something related to the collective, to the planet, to Earth herself, to just being, maybe you want a legacy, Maybe that's what you're working on, to make things better for others for the long term. So that's why they feel like you take things so seriously. You're on it, right? So today, overall, there's been a pretty serious vibe. So now I'm going to take out some other characteristics and qualities that your boss really thinks about you, thinks you have these qualities and characteristics or are good at these things. Please, Spirit, please let us know what Pile 3's boss really thinks about them. Analytical. So they think you analyze things, you think a lot, you're good at analyzing things, like very intelligent. Drawing. So you may draw, some of you might draw plans, draw architecture. Some of you might be engineers, or you are an artist, or maybe there's something where you meld together a very scientific or thing like accounting, law, politics, and you meld something in with creativity, or you're able to draw gifts out of others. Then we have divination. So some of you may be into divination, if your boss knows about that. Or it does feel like you are a divination rod, like you get your strength or your ideas or how you approach things from the divine. Then we have extreme sports. Some of you could be into extreme sports or like adrenaline, like watching extreme sports, or enjoy, getting out and doing some exciting things. Maybe some of you like bungee jump or skydive or some other thing, drive fast cars, but they feel like maybe like a dopamine hit or an adrenaline rush. We have planner, so analytical planner, drawing up plans, maybe use a planner. Photography, it's more that creative side of the feminine, so maybe you take photographs, or photographs are part of your work. If you do take photographs, they think you're good at photography. Singing, maybe singing is a hobby of yours or something that you're really into, or your boss thinks you're good at. Star quality. So yeah, your boss thinks you have a star quality, like you really stand out. Maybe they think you're meant to be famous, or at least famous in your field of work or what you do, but you definitely stand out to this boss. Next we have signs and synchronicities. So maybe you're able to read the signs. Someone could be an astronomer, astrologer, something else where you would need to read signs and synchronicities, or a weather person kind of thing. Maybe you can read the weather figuratively, or the signs of the times, or the signs something is going to happen in your workplace. And law enforcement. So if you are into law enforcement, they think you are a perfect fit for that. Or you could be someone like who upholds the rules, the policies, the procedures, the correct ways of doing things, or the best ways of doing things. So that is what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that inspired and encouraged you and gave you some insight. I thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. Namaste.